Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thursday's Church at Home with Rachel for the 21st of December. I'm probably all wet about this, but I'm thinking that this is the longest or the shortest day of the year, the longest set of darkness we have. And I know I'm a little bit weird, but I enjoy this part of the year. Being cuddled up cozy at home, whether I'm working in my office like I am right now. I'm recording this on Wednesday evening, or whether I'm curled up with a book on my comfy chair with a cup of tea, knowing that I've got lots of hours until it's time to go to bed. I love this time of year. There's something really difficult for me about knowing that, especially if Rob's not around, this is going to become a problem in the spring when I'm in Brandon. That it can be light till 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, and because it's not dark out, I just keep plugging away at my office thinking I've got lots of time, and then look up and realize I've got like 10 minutes before I have to go to bed. I haven't got time to decompress, or I stay up late. So I really do enjoy this time of year. I miss the dog. I miss Dude at this time of year because he used to love playing in the snow. And it would make me go outside and get some fresh air. Now that in this house we had a backyard with a fence, which means I didn't have to go outside. But seeing him ripping around and like burying his head in the snow and then snarfing and sneezing out snow and wagging his tail and burying his frisbee and then finding it again. It was always great fun. Now, this year it wouldn't have worked anyway because we have no snow. It's just a really weird time. But thinking about like this longest or the shortest day of the year, this the sense that we are at that time when we are, for a lot of people, myself included, although I really like the darkness, I am the kind of person who needs sunlight. I need lots and lots of daylight. So while I enjoy the darkness and for things like that, my body and my psychology, my mental health need the sunshine. I need the daylight. So it's good that tomorrow we'll start lengthening days again, and we'll get back to being that place where I have to fight hard to remember it's time to shut down work. But thinking about that and recognizing this as sort of the longest night is helping it started giving me permission to feel the feels right now. I've talked about this a little bit before, um, about when Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas. And I am not saying that I am sad or I'm upset or anything like that. Just Christmas feels different this year. I don't know whether it's because Dude is gone, and that's probably a big part of it. And we have no snow. I think a big part of it is that Rob and I are consciously thinking about what needs to happen in our household before I move at the end of February. What parts of, because we're not moving together, how do we sort things out? Because we're doing renovations thing, or not renovations, we're decorating the phase which means that there are places in this house that have things piled everywhere. We can't find anything. And before the end of February, that has to get cleaned up so that I can find a place to put those things, the dishes and the silverware I'm going to take, and which books are going with me, and which pieces of furniture, and things like that. So it's been a bit, it's sort of like we both agreed, Rob and I, we sort of came to this conclusion to each other, ourselves, and around about the beginning of Advent, so the end of November, beginning of December, Rob and I sort of both had like, can I talk to you a moment? When we both said, essentially, do you want to do Christmas this year? Like, not that we're ignoring it. Of course, as a priest, we can't ignore it. But like, do we want to put up the tree? In order to put up the tree, we have to dig through all the stuff that's in front of the Christmas ornaments, and we have to pull them out just to turn around in a month and put them back in the storage room. And neither one of us felt we had the energy to do that. Rob, God bless his little heart, he has all the Lego Christmas things, like whole Christmas village, and he went out and bought a big piece of plyboard and painted it with that stuff that the popcorn ceiling paint that everybody wants not to have in their house. He went out and bought some of that and sprayed this big plywood piece that he made a frame for to go over a plastic folding table, to make it look like snow. And then he got the white foundation boards of Lego to make it look like snow. And he's built this whole little village on top of the table that sits in the middle of our living room, surrounded by boxes and coats and all kinds of stuff we just haven't had the energy or the time to put away. So there's a little bit of Christmas in our house, and a couple of parishioners from my one of my churches gave me a beautiful sort of a planter that has evergreens in it. So we've got a little bit of that sense of the Christmas tree in our den, which is awesome. But we really just haven't had much in us. So We went last night after we went out for the evening. Every Wednesday, we go out, whether the other Padres or not join us. We go to a place called Dogs Inside. It's our Wednesday thing, and we have wings and hang out and watch hockey or football or whatever's on. And so just the two of us. It's called block leave right now. All the military members have gone home for Christmas. And so all the young people that hang out with us are gone. And the family, the other one of the other Padres is doesn't really like to hang out for things like that. And the other Padre who does, it's more of an every other week because they have kids and this place is a bar. You can't bring kids in. So he and his wife will come sort of every a couple times a month. So it's just Rob and I last night. It was nice to have a bit of a date night. And we on the way home, rather than going straight home, Rob did our annual thing that we've done for, I think, probably since we were married. Those who can't afford big, elaborate displays or to go fancy places for Christmas, we drive around town and we see these displays. And it's absolutely beautiful. Wainwright does Christmas right. Like the number of houses that have themselves all decorated up. One house even had stuff on their roof is absolutely fantastic. So we just drove around and it was beautiful. And I said to him, Rob, I, I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like we're grieving this Christmas. And he said, yeah, I know what you mean. I think he's thinking about his own family. His mom and dad have been gone now for a few years. I think this is his fourth Christmas without his dad, and his fifth without his mom. And we haven't got due this year, and things are all up in the air. We don't know whether Rob's going to be posted and be able to move with me quickly. He will move with me at least until July, and quite possibly not for another year or so. And so that's sort of hanging over heads. And we're in that place of maturity and adulthood where you're able to balance the difficult aspects of life with the good aspects of life without becoming like cut down at the knees and can't function and all that stuff. So we're in this weird space where, life is kind of exciting. He's in a good place with his career. His health is getting better. It looks like he's not necessarily going to be medically released. And he's looking at talking about, his retirement date and if that could be extended. And I'm heading out on a new adventure in a new diocese to take on a whole new role that I have no cotton picking clue what I'm doing. And that's exciting and it's wonderful and it's incredible. And at the same time, we're both sort of looking around and saying, but this is what we know. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have had Christmases before when things have felt like, you know, have felt like this. And I kicked myself in the butt and said, no, it's Christmas. You have to be happy. No, I don't think so. I content. I am. Opportunities to spend Christmas in different ways. We had a beautiful, beautiful opportunity yesterday to have Christmas in the church at St. Thomas and Wainwright. We had 32 people gathered together, people who aren't going to be around for Christmas Eve and wouldn't be able to have Christmas in their church. And then we had a turkey dinner. Rob made the turkey and stuffing and the gravy, and another parishioner made potatoes. Somebody made turnips, and somebody made corn, and we had all kinds of salads and homemade buns with butter. You can't beat homemade buns with butter. Lots of desserts, and just people having a good time, sharing a meal. After we shared the Eucharist, and we sang Christmas carols, and people were able to say Merry Christmas to each other, and it was beautiful because there are people there who are grieving. There are people there for whom this will be their first Christmas without a loved one. There are people there who have discovered that maybe they won't be here for their next Christmas. And they bring with them all of that. And isn't that the point? Isn't Christmas not really about all the gifts and the singing Christmas carols and the joy, 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 Jesus is born? But isn't the gift of Christmas the gift that God gave us his son, who was just like us, so that he might experience life like we do, and we might know that Jesus understands when we approach things like Christmas and say, yeah, it's Christmas. It's beautiful. It's a lovely time. I'm glad I'm here. But at the same time, it's kind of tough this year. I'm not saying that this Christmas is tough in a bad way. I'm saying that this year it feels like Christmas. It feels like this is the first time I'm really having a mature Christmas. And I know because of how I'm feeling now about the tree and the decorations and the lights outside, lights in the house, and all of the Christmas cards. Um, I know that next year in our new home in the condo in Brandon, I will decorate. Even if Rob's not there, I'll make sure I get the decorations and I'll put up the tree and I'll do all of those things because it's important to me. But this year, it was just more of something else I had to do, and that wouldn't have given me joy. It would have given me anxiety. So I think the beauty of Jesus being born as one of us, like us, is the gift that we get to be honest and say, hey, you know what, this Christmas is Christmas is beautiful. We get to go to a priest we know who is single is having us over for a beautiful Christmas dinner on the evening of Christmas Day. We have people to celebrate with. I have 3 congregations I will be with. I will have had 4 nursing home Christmas services and the one yesterday in the church, plus 3 Christmas Eve services and a Christmas Day service. I think it's okay that we're just going to kind of celebrate in a low key manner. And speaking of Christmas cards, right after I record this video, I'm going to actually do my Christmas letter and then fill out my Christmas cards. I really take advantage of the whole 12 days of Christmas goes to Epiphany in January because I never get my Christmas cards out early. Like, I never do since I've been a priest. And I'm kind of thinking that next year as a bishop, because things for the bishop tend to slow down. People don't want to see the bishop for meetings or make appointments with the bishop the closer they get to Christmas because parishes are busy with Christmas, right? So it means next year for Christmas, I'll be out probably at the cathedral for the midnight mass, maybe at a local parish for an earlier service than that. But really, Christmas will be a bit calmer for me, I think. So maybe my Christmas cards will get done on time next year. But either way, I hope that this longest day, or the shortest day, the longest night, is one that can bring you, if not peace and happiness, maybe one that can bring you an opportunity to reflect and to look ahead and to say to yourself, you know what? Even though things aren't perfect, even if things aren't like hip hip hooray awesome, it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. I'm okay. It's all good. And I close off by saying what I say to myself every day when I say my daily office: God is in control, and all shall be well. God is in control, and all shall be well. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I will see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel on Friday for Feel Good Friday, and we'll chat about what's going to happen next week. God bless you all, and may this longest night be one that brings you peace. And if it doesn't bring you peace, may you have something strong to drink that knocks you out and you can sleep through the whole thing. God bless you, and thank you for being part of the Church at Home with Rachel community.